Welcome to CJC Adventures. Carl here, and today brother Craig's with me, and we're in West Bromwich on the border with Wednesbury here in the Black Country in the good old West Midlands in central England. And we've come to the Manor House. Now the Manor House is a grade 1 listed building built in around 1270 with lots and lots of history, and a lot of that history can be said to be very dark and very mysterious. And one of those reasons it's mysterious is because it's classed, or is said to be, one of the most haunted houses in the West Midlands. So it's got a lot of scary stories attached to it as well, along with some happy history. But the ghost stories that go here was documented back in 2004 when Yvette Fielding and Derek in the programme Most Haunted came here, and they were spat at, apparently. Doors were banged, footsteps were heard, voices were heard, and figures were seen. And it was all on camera. Well, most of it was on camera. And another programme, which was said to discuss it very well, was Great British Ghosts, presented by Michaela Strachan back in 2012, and she discussed that with a lot of the staff and the manager here, and it was very interesting to know a lot of the ghost stories here. So we're going to go and take a look at the Manor House here in West Bromwich. So let's go and see what we can see. Oh, it says there, look, built by Richard D. Manor in the late 1200s as the centre of the West Bromwich Manor estate. Only the Great Hall survives from the original complex of living quarters, agricultural barns, sheds and ponds. The rest of what you see today dates back to the 1400s and 1500s, including an outbuilding believed to be the unique late medieval bakery. Successive occupants modernised and extended the hall until it was described in the 1790s a large pile of irregular half-timbered buildings, black and white, and surrounded with numerous outhouses and lofty walls. Bromwich Hall was saved from demolition in the 1950s by West Bromwich Corporation, which carried out an extensive restoration of this nationally important building. It does look like an haunted house though, do it?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
It does, do it? Oh. Oh, this is the Great Hall, isn't it? You like the original part too? I remember Michaela Strachan coming here.
Oh,
So, medieval stuff, look. It's what the knights used to use, look. Solid, are they? Oh, a bit. There's a sword there, look. Down there, look. Might be Robin Hood's. Tells you there all about all the spooky stuff about. It is, nice piece of lamb. So you got all proper timbered building here. Imagine it in the 1440s. Oh. That's what they'd be doing in here. They'd be having dinner and so on. All in this very place. All them years ago. Does actually look like a death mask, that does, do it? Looks like a... It's all them beams up there. It's what they used to use years ago, ain't beams for anything. You still get it in old pubs, don't you? But this is where they did say, like, where they had footsteps, you know, and it sounded like it was on an hard floor, but at the time this was carpeted, so, and it was a restaurant at the time, so you can't hear footsteps on a carpet that much like on an hard floor, can you? So this was when it was like a restaurant, this was, so this was the bar, wasn't it? It tells you, look, it is the early 1960s and you're standing in the exclusive Manor House restaurant, which has its silver surface, a steak bar and a menu where you have to order your meat and vegetables separately. The hum of diners eating, drinking and chatting fills this space, and glasses are filled and chinked. So it was a Manor House pub, 1961 to 2009. So they restored it back to the way it was after. So obviously this was where it all was on. Oh, so that was a piece of carpet from the 1980s on. It's like
porridge, bring sausage, bring fish, starch, bring kidneys and mushrooms and bromich, judge's legs, let the foundation, be back next.
I know they come here, Yvette Fielding and Derek, acorah, like, I think this was the one of the areas, I think they covered it all down there.
Yeah.
You know, need a lot of banging doors and like in old words, ain't there?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Talk of joy, there may be things better than beef stew, made potato. There may be. There may be. David Grace.
Oh, you do still see them in pubs. The Banks is mild and probably most of the Hansons want so much because they go in now. Hansons is it? They don't bring Hansons beer now, do they?
What types of them? No.
Just like for show, eh?
Just for show.
So it's so this is 500 years old then, this bar.
Yeah. I'll follow you around anyway. I didn't mind this fair, but I won't come from looking.
So it'd be where when it was a pub, wouldn't it? The original tables and chairs. It overlooks the hallway we've just been. Good view from there, ain't there? This leads you to the gatehouse in this part. Nana Knowles lived in one of the tenants and released several of the famous. Sadly, in 1939 she died when her clothing caught fire in bromich. She died here then when her clothes caught fire. So they'd probably been sitting here, wouldn't they?
Yeah, would you?
For ordinary families,
Yeah. It's living there for 1930 or 1940 in this spot, and you doubt having all of it. Do you think it was useful? But do you having all of it? Which this family don't have him there.
old-fashioned scenes, are there? does give that vibe, do it, that there's someone watching you. Oh, it's the old fireplace here. The old leaded windows. Says here, look, imagine it in the 1640s and John Turton of Alkhouse has arrived at Bromwich Hall to visit the current lord of the manor, Richard Shilton. The Turtons and Pertons are increasingly wealthy and important local, while Richard is a Catholic as lord of the manor, part of an old way of doing things which is fast disappearing. Despite the tensions, John wants to lease land from Richard. Richard wants to rent. So the Oak House and the Manor House had connections in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
This is older.
It was like a rich family though, it was. This was a manor and that was just an house, like a working house or it's a farmhouse.
Yeah.
And this was a manor, so.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, look, the oldest parts of Bromwich Hall are 750 years old.
Yeah.
Oh. You think about that, it's like 750 years, look what's happening all that time.
Oh, so yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the most important buildings in the country then in Great Britain.
Oh, it is different.
These are the really steep steps. They always seem to be steeper in them days, don't they? Steps and doorways. So the outer part of the house, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah, look at this, it's just... It is literally proper oldie world. You can understand why probably ghosts come here. Say that if you did. It'd be like the stained glass windows of the time, wouldn't they? I bet them are now, don't they? Then.
Oh, yeah.
Got the part up here. Right, them beams are the other way they put it like that.
Yeah.
You've got the original cobbles there as well, eh?
Yeah.
They do look original, don't they? So the cobbles and
Yeah.
that's what they used to say years ago, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the main entrance, eh? There's a window up there as well, look. Nice grounds, eh?
Oh.
The Manor House was a name given to the building as it became a restaurant and public house. Local people often have fond memories of the pub and are disappointed that we are now using an older name for the building. I like the name of the Manor House, so I call it Bromwich Hall, West Bromwich Manor, a few different names there.
Yeah.
Mainly it's known as like the Manor House here. Colonel C's home, my 14th century ancestors. I'm dropping apart then, look, wasn't it? So it was,
Yes, right, yeah.
it was restored, wasn't it?
Yeah. When West Bromwich, I never really call anything at the moment. quite straight there as well, couldn't you?
The private space of the Lord Chapel Solar. The wing contains in the north solar of a chapel solar and would have been used by the Lord of the Manor, his family's private living and sleeping space away from the rest of the household. Imagine stepping into the solar when it was first built in 1400. Ooh. 1400? It has. So this is mainly where he slept. Timbered out. Oh, this is mainly where he slept, so this would probably be like classed as a bedroom for the day. A pair of boots there, look as well.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
A pair of boots, Of course, it's it'd be like sleep like above the chapel then. Obviously this was the chapel part, and need that Lord of the Manor. He would have slept over here, so that right next to. That would have been like a picture of what his bedroom would have looked like, that would. So I don't know, I prefer my bedroom. It looks a bit too sort of on the creepy side for me. That looks like an old fireplace, or is it? I don't know. It's like been bricked up here. Looks like it's been like bricked up for some reason. I don't know, a bit drafty or what. One thing that they always grew, wore it in gardens like they do today, but back then there weren't so much known about certain plants. If you notice there, like there's rose bushes. It makes you think, because rose bushes live many, many years, don't they? Some people have known them live decades and decades. They never die, roses do, so.
Yeah,
Oh, that was part of the original bar, wore it there. You can still see where it says that, look, parlour bar. So obviously, back to the main hall now. I like this. I don't know if it's just because it's like an original part of the building or what. That's what it is here. Oh, there's the kitchen area. I reckon there's a few ghosts in here, don't they? Of a few people walking about. It's where they used to prepare all the food, don't they, for the big banquet. Nice little room, mate, with a fireplace and nice and cosy in the winter. That was the original door. That was the other door that I've put since, but still quite old. Go outside now. Come on to the back premises now. Sometimes you can't quite get over like what this building or buildings like this look like. I mean, they are very unique. As mentioned, it is one of the oldest in Great Britain. Not only the oldest, but if you think back many, many years, this probably wouldn't be classed as an important building like it is today, but as time goes on and all of these sort of buildings do get more protected and restored, which is nice. But of course, the Manor House is a very unique building. It does have that feel of having that history as soon as you walk in the door, and you walk in the door, you think, yeah, it's got lots of history, got lots of memories, lots of things happened here. It's good to restore those things and look at things like that, and that is why a lot of people have seen ghosts here or heard ghosts. So it's because of what actually happened here, a lot of dark history and so on. I mean, if you look at these windows, them just, it's just what they had years ago. They were just leaded windows, were they? Proper leaded windows. All the beams and peaches and bees at Bromwich. Imagine you are standing in these grounds in the 1700s on a warm spring day. As you look round, you see flowers, fruit trees and vegetables, and hear the bees from the bee skips buzzing around as they pollinate the blossom and spring flowers. The gardeners are busy going about their work as they tend the terraces of the plants in front of the house, when suddenly there is an exclamation from one of them as he loses his shoe buckle in his soil. So it really dates back to the 1700s, these gardens. When you look at them walls, I mean, them are probably very old. You can just imagine somebody actually living here and just basically the lord of the manor, as the house is known as. Oh, it's like an old car park out there or something. Just oh. Yeah. These are medieval gardens, and them clusters. I've got the older flowers, the daisies and buttercups and things like that. Dandelions. Now obviously when people say Lord of the Manor, probably what they mean, and there's plenty of land when you can look out your back gate and see a bit of a pastures green. Got that stone wall and all.
Oh, that's all.
It does look to be original, don't you?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like a lake, well, pond, ain't it, for the events they have on here, don't they?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh. So all the medieval events and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
On the backdrop of a weeping willow tree.
Yeah.
Well, what they have actually seen here, they've actually seen a ghost of a monk walking about the grounds, and they've seen him inside as well. Oh, somebody just walking around the grounds. When they've looked, he just disappears. So he'll actually be around here somewhere. Perhaps he's hiding somewhere, I don't know. I'll say. You can actually stay here at night, cool, yeah? Oh, the medieval bakery. This is the only remaining outbuilding at Bromwich Hall. There was once a number of buildings looking after the needs of inhabitants of the estate. In the 1950s, it was assumed that this building was built as a farmhouse in the mid-1700s. When sandwell museums took over the site, it was obvious that parts of the building, especially the roof, were much older than this. Further investigations was needed. So this building was actually the old bakery. It's shut off now, but this was the actual real building too. So these illusions show how the bakery may have looked in the mid-1400s. So that would have been what it would have looked like. Perhaps like a straw roof. It's tiled now. This was like the bakery, this was, but obviously when it was the pub, they used it for like extra seating, don't they, and stuff like that. And that's it for today on CJC Adventures from the Manor House in West Bromwich, with Wednesbury just down the road. And of course, this is classed as the West Midlands' most haunted house by all accounts, and it's been great, it really has. It does give you that vibe of spirits being here. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe. Click on the subscribe icon, then the bell, and you'll be notified when each video is uploaded. And please share the video. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate you watching, and look after yourselves and each other, and goodbye for now.